Hello, and welcome to the show. I'm Suyash Barve. Let's get started with the week's absurdities. The Hindu, which has been published daily since 1878, did not come out this past Wednesday because of the catastrophic Chennai floods. That's so sad, and I know that we're all thinking the same thing. Why wasn't it the Times of India? Every morning I wake up and hope that today will be the day that the Times of India gives up. But no, they just keep on coming. By the way, if you've been avoiding the Times of India website, get on there now. What other news site will give you slideshows such as Bollywood divas in hot pants and my personal favorite, divas in sheer ensembles? Does the Times of India realize that there's actual porn on the internet? Nobody needs this. Govinda has been told by the Supreme Court to apologize to a fan he slapped in 2008. 2008? Seriously? You know what? If you have to remind the victim of the crime that was committed against him, the judgment has come too late. Hey, remember that time Govinda slapped you? No. Oh yeah, right. 2008, that was a crazy year, bro. Also, after 5 years, all he gets is an apology. At the very least, there should be some kind of twisted punishment, like forcing Govinda to team up with Shakti Kapoor and do a private scene-for-scene reenactment of Raja Babu. There's punishment for you. CNN and TV18 have renewed their partnership, contrary to rumors that they were headed for a split. They're going to start by creating a brand new CNN IBN that will bring news, and I quote here, with even greater speed, accuracy, clarity, and credibility. What worries me is the order in which those adjectives have been placed. Speed is first, credibility is last. That shouldn't be the order of your priorities. Speed doesn't count for shit if you're wrong. Just ask Barkhadat and NDTV. Okay, anyone who knows Pranoy Roy personally, I want you to play a game for me. Get Pranoy a little drunk and then ask, hey Pranoy, what went wrong with NDTV? Then time how long it takes him to cry. I would consider it a personal favor. Subramaniam Swamy, who is literally my favorite person on the planet because he guarantees me one joke a week, said that only undeserving and useless people were returning their awards. Mr. Swamy, the real question is, why are undeserving and useless people getting awards in the first place? Your comment says less about award Wapsi protesters and more about how shitty our award juries are. Also, on a side note, when Subramaniam Swamy calls you undeserving and useless, that's really got to hurt. For our top story, we're going to talk about climate change. That thing you start ranting about every time you don't like the weather. Dude, sometimes it's just a hot day. Not everything is climate change's fault. The world's leaders met in Paris this week to discuss this grave, extremely serious, totally catastrophic problem. Yeah, let it be known that every disaster movie you ever watched was wrong. If the world is about to end, the only thing humanity will do is hold a conference. Let's be fair, the whole point of a conference is to talk about doing things so you can avoid actually doing those things. That's why they're spending a week in Paris. They could have had all these conversations over Skype. But no, let's get away for a while, see the Eiffel Tower. And if we have time, we'll discuss some climate change, maybe. You know this is true. How many offsites have you been to where anything productive happened? Zero. People talk, they make elaborate presentations, you get drunk, and when you get back to the office, you have a 3-day backlog. And some great gossip about that girl from HR. Of course, these guys are chilling at conferences. Everyone thinks this climate change thing will only affect their grandchildren. And everyone is sure their grandchildren will be jerks, so screw those kids. But it's happening right now. Just look at Bangladesh, a country that is drowning.
সমুদ্র মানে আর ছোটটা যেভাবে দেখিয়ে ভাবে 91 ভরি জিয়ান যারা এখন দূর মারা এড়ে ওর কুতুব দিয়া ধরে ফানি তো মানে আগত তো একটু বাড়া
Now I know what you're thinking. Why do I care about Bangladesh? I barely care about West Bengal. But wait, let me bring this issue to your front door. when Bangladesh goes underwater, where do you think all those Bangladeshis are going to go? Nice. Now I've got the right-wing Bangladeshis are invading the country group paying attention. Good, good. Just keep in mind, all those Bangladeshis taking your jobs, committing love jihad. Gotta take action now. What's that? But you want more human suffering? Okay, let's talk about Syria. Thanks to climate change from 2006 to 2010, Syria witnessed a historic 4-year drought. This caused a humanitarian crisis, which their leader didn't care too much about, which led to an uprising, which gave birth to these guys, who then began a wonderful reign of terror. Yay. Now, if you thought I was going to deliver a grand message of hope, you've come to the wrong show. That is not going to happen, because even though climate change is happening here and now, the solutions are literally decades away. And that's me being optimistic, because right now developed nations, barring the US, won't even take responsibility for the mess they've created. For example, Prime Minister Modi's agenda in Paris has revolved around polluter pays, which pushes developed nations to take the lead on cutting carbon emissions. Obviously, they don't want to do that. Of course not. Why should they? They've only been polluting since the Industrial Revolution happened like 300 years ago. Instead, these developed nations would like us, the developing world, to cut our emissions. Listen, dude, we just showed up to this party. Don't try and stick us with the bill. Now, obviously, these politicians and governments are ineffective and slow. It's what they do best. But is there something you can do on an individual level? No, not really, no. I mean, you could drive an electric car, but in India, electric cars look like this, which means you will look like a loser. You could outfit your entire home with solar panels, but they're really expensive. Also, they're kind of hard to get. You can't just walk into Chroma and say, boss, tum log ka solar panel ka section kidhar hai? Doesn't work. I've tried. Sure, these things could become more accessible in the future, and one day an Indian electric car might not look like the Hyundai Santro has polio, but that day isn't close. And since we as individuals can't do anything about this, we can only rely on these guys to save us. What I'm trying to say is, we're all dead. That's our show. Thank you so much for joining us. If you like this video, share, subscribe, send me money. If the world doesn't end, though on the evidence of this episode, it's a distinct possibility, we will see you next time. Bye-bye.